Yo, 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 what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of Manga After Dark. So, chapter 1116 of One Piece is out. Dropped pretty early. Shout out to TCB Scans for doing awesome work as always. So, chapter 1116, Conflict, is out. We want to double back to see what the Viz translation. That's probably something I'm wanting to do is do another video Sunday, when the official comes out to do some comparisons and contrasts. Maybe if it's like a big difference with translation, whether it be of a quote in the chapter or the title itself, because sometimes there is a big difference. So I remember last chapter there was some big difference in the translation, so I should keep track of that going forward. Without further ado, let's dive into chapter 1116 of One Piece, titled Conflict. So we have Only Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 6, getting medicine and dumplings from Osuru. So you can still see Osuru has the scar above her eye. Man, Yamato's massive. And all the villagers are like waving at Yamato. There's hearts everywhere. There's Yura, not Urameshi, the sumo wrestler, um, Urashima. There we go, Urashima. It's pretty awesome. All right, so let's dive in. A truth too hard to swallow. Did he just say that there were world-sinking weapons still out there somewhere in the citizens? So this is Alabasta? No, maybe this might be Alabasta, but I'm not sure. I see like camels, people in like turbans. That this might be Alabasta. This might be somewhere else. Still out there somewhere? How can an 800-year-old war be ongoing? No one from back then is even alive today, and they're zooming in on. And there's Emu right there as people are saying this, and Emu's walking to a portrait. That person looks like Vivi, so that might be Lily. Why would a war rage on in total secrecy? Did Emu Vegapunk? And then we're zooming out. Then Vegapunk continues, in all sincerity. So I think this is Alabaster. So you got Igaram, and he's holding, and Karu, they're crying, looking at pictures of Vivi. Then we got Cobra. I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart, as there is something else I must confess. My goal was always to create an energy source to fuel society's development, and while it remains unfinished, so we have Pell and the other dude. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't even know if I ever knew the other dude's name. Dude with the bowl cut. And while it remains unfinished, my research has culminated in the Mother Flame. Vegapunk is telling everything. It's the power. Its power has many practical uses. I am certain that one day its undying energy can be harnessed to ensure that the entire world live in abundances. We got a bunch of poor people praying. This breakthrough is marred, however, as a small fragment of the flame was stolen. Interesting. I take full responsibility for this unfortunate event. The Cyberpol agents, so this is the Marines. The Cyberpol agents are stuck in the middle of the island. This is bad. They're completely surrounded by flames. So you have the CP0 agents and the Seraphim are in the middle. So Stussy, that was quite the tremor. Any idea of what happened, Edison? That spooked me too. The whole Goshi darn the oh, he's speaking in redneck. The whole gosh darn basement came crashing down here with all the Cyberpol agents in tow. Ah, can't generate any more clouds for the Straw Hat crew. For the Straw Hat crew. I think it's about the machine. Came crashing down. How is this possible? So this is some of the agents. Another monstrous elder must be heading up. Stussy, get yourself out of here. So Stussy is thinking to herself, Edison, is it okay if I let Kaku go free? Kaku, huh? I don't want him to suffer the consequences of this. Don't worry, I won't let him go after the Straw Hats, and I don't think pursuing them will be his priority anyway. So I think this is Edison. Understood, Stussy. I'm sorry for putting y'all through this. It didn't occur to me that they were your friends. Forgive me for making you turn on them. Kaku. Kaku's like getting emotional hearing this. Despite being torn between both sides, you still rescued us. That inner conflict is proof of your humanity, Stussy. Do as you please. Just find a way to keep on living. Stussy's crying. Yes, sir. Vegapunk continues. 2 weeks after the fragment was stolen, we observed an intense glow emanating from above the kingdom of Lucia. So how does CP0... Oh, it must have been New York. Or like, how does CP0 get the fragment? York. Then the crowd, Lucia? I later got the news that the entire nation had mysteriously vanished without a trace. Before long, my equipment registered the worldwide earthquakes I mentioned earlier. I don't think we recognize any of these people. That dude with the rabbit ears, he looks like one of the Okama that was in the prison. Is this... Are these these are Revolutionary Army members. My bad. I see the chick with the robot arms. So these were like some of the people we saw, like the vice captains or something like that. This might be my pride as a scientist talking, but I was certain of one fact. So we got some dude with the egg dome. An ancient weapon did that? And then a woman that was crying. Why would someone do that to Lucia? Vegapunk continues. Only the Mother Flame could supply the immense energy needed to cause this tragedy. Oh, that's Isabella. Lucia is gone? Hurry and confirm it. Yes, sir. This is the first we're hearing about this. Vegapunk continues. My very own invention was used to power an ancient weapon. So this is confirmation that has to be Uranus. Has to be. It's the only one that's unaccounted for. Unless we're about to drop some new ancient weapons on us. That's cool. We're seeing Isabello. So Vegapunk is bowing. The motives and origin of the perpetrator are a mystery to me. But in the end, it all boils down to one hard truth. I am an accessory to the act of mass murder. I cannot express how remorseful I am for my part in this. I am truly sorry. Vegapunk continues, but this proves my theory is plausible. The disaster that flooded the world was man-made. Then we got people from Vegapunk's Winter Island. Vegapunk, it's not your fault, they're chanting at the screen as Vegapunk is prostrating himself in front of the cameras. So we got Wano. Huh? Then Pluton is. Then Kinemon. Shh. Facts, go get it. Get Pluton right now. Get it right now. So then Kinemon, Lord Momonosuke. Then Otama's listening on. Crocodile. Vegapunk continues. There were once 3 great ancient weapons. So it's confirming there was only 3. So Crocodile's like, ooh, I was close. This close. So Crocodile's listening. Momonosuke's listening. Okay. It is said that Joy Boy attempted to ensure that they would be passed on to future generations. That begs the question, why hasn't the world sunk enough? So this is the fisherman. So we got Shirahoshi. So this begs the question, why hasn't the world sunk enough? Such ambiguity makes it hard to brand one side. Oh, so this is still Vegapunk. Brand one side just and the other side evil. But the day of answers is coming. So Sengoku's just munching on the crackers. Ursu's in the background. Ursuru, you're gonna choke, idiots. Considering this a warning, when that time comes, everyone will fear the notion of a sunken world. We got a bunch of people shocked. Vegapunk, the Void Century is still an enigma, but there are those who know what happened in its entirety. We're looking at Marine Ford right now with the alert signal. There's like smoke coming from Marine Ford. Akainu is pissed. He is on fire. Akainu, everything. So he knows? So a lot of people are like debating how much do the Marines know about what's actually happening. Because like some people are playing the Marines are good but ignorant, and some people are like they're just strictly bad because they know what's going on. And to some extent, they know about slavery. They know slavery is happening in the world of One Piece, and they're a okay with the slavery. But if Aki, so does do all admirals? I mean, Kizaru's. Do all admirals understand the backstory of the world? Just like the moment you get promoted from vice admiral to admiral, someone sits you down and explains to you what's happening. Because they do say admiral's a political position, whereas vice admiral you could still be just a marine more or less. That's why Garp never went up. So do they all just get sat down when they become admirals? And, all right, here's the truth, and they tell them literally everything. Like that's kind of crazy, because it's kind of not that much of a tight secret if every admiral. I mean, there's not that many admirals, but like they're increasing the number of people that knows the truth. That's interesting. Saki, you know everything. You're going to explain everything, Vegapunk. And he's just smoke coming out of his mouth. His hands are engulfed in flames. Vegapunk. I am referring to the former members of the Pirate King's crew. Everyone goes, huh? All the Marines are, huh? So Crocus and Laboon. Pirates know how. Crocus is listening on. So we got the long-armed tribe. The long-armed tribe. Why would pirates know the world's secrets? Isn't that dangerous enough? I think these are the people that kidnapped Chopper. Or no, Brooke. York. Hang on. How is that possible, Stella? How could you have known about me stealing the fragment of the Mother Flame? So this confirms it was York. I cut off my memory synchronization. It should have been impossible. Not only that, but I know for a fact you're a terrible liar and a lousy actor. You were genuinely surprised, right? Then Vegapunk, York. It was all your doing, so York is having a flashback. You got news about Lelucia and took readings. So York realized that Vegapunk found her out from the get-go. Or maybe Vegapunk didn't know it was York, he just knew something was happening. Vegapunk knew there was some fuck shit, he just didn't know who. But I don't know, this sounds like Vegapunk knew. Yes, he wouldn't know who. So I guess I would argue that if you're the only Vegapunk that turned off their synchronization and something goes missing, Vegapunk should be smart enough to be like, it's you. So I'm assuming that's what happened. Where it's like, all right, the mother fragment got stolen. Let me check the files to see if there's any suspicious updates in Punk records. He saw, oh, York went blank. York went dark for some reason. Interesting. So that might be all that happened, and Vegapunk put two and two together. York, you got news about Lelucia and took readings? So we're back to the Marine ships. What does that mean? When? The timeline doesn't add up. You must have known the government's plans. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done all of this. You wouldn't have hidden the broadcast snail. Is that still York speaking, or is this Jupiter? So Jupiter the Sandworm is now engulfing the CP0 agents. York, elders, she's yelling. I worked out where the broadcast snail is. Mars, are you certain? Without a doubt, I'm a Vegapunk too. So we got a close up of Venus Zero. The snail is in the Fabio stratum. The Iron Giant is guarding it. So people are yelling, nothing is working! And the giant is just stomping through the flames. Close up on the eyes and it's glistening. Vegapunk. I am sure they knew our entire lost history, so why? Why would they just fade away without telling a soul? Why didn't they act? Rei-san. So we got, damn, what's her name? Rayleigh and, it's gonna bother me, Sabodi. How did I forget her name? Shocky. There we go. So Shocky, you haven't had enough booze. You rarely get this wasted. No, haven't you had enough booze? You rarely get this wasted. And Rayleigh's he's passed out, still holding the glass. Ooh, I'm old and washed up now. Just like Vegapunk here, a blabbering old geezer who's already said too much. Don't be an ass and take it away from the youngsters. And he drops the glass. The thrill is theirs to seek now, right, Roger? It rarely passes out. Those who knew the truth just laughed. A break. One Piece 1116 end. So, alright, so question is, how much does Vegapunk know? So he says he only knows a fraction, so he doesn't know everything. So the options are the Iron Giant gets taken out before he spills the details, or he doesn't know enough to spoil the story. Um, or York is just wrong and it's not in the Iron Giant. Pretty cool chapter. Yeah, it's pretty dope panel watching the Iron Giant march through the flames. So the question is, will the Straw Hats redirect and so if the Straw Hats notice all of the Gorosei heading towards the Iron Giant, will they intervene? I don't think they will. They'll just allow the Gorosei to take down the Giant, and that's how they're going to get their escape. The Gorosei going to prioritize ending the information before they compared to allowing the straw capturing the Straw Hats. Okay, so that's going to be the vehicle for their escape. All the Gorosei are going to converge on the robot. But I feel like the robot had something to say to Luffy, though. That's the thing. I feel like there was like a message he wanted to say, but I don't know because technically, Zunisha just left. Like Zunisha could have pulled up to Luffy and says, "Hey, I've been looking for Joy Boy for such a long time." Zunisha just dipped, so I guess whatever spirit that inhabits the robot, whatever it has to say, isn't technically important. Or we're gonna learn it through another vehicle some other time in the story. The last few chapters have been pretty lore heavy. It's been pretty good. Oda's been in his Togashi bag. So we got some principal parties. So alright. So I never thought so I always think about Blackbeard pulling up to get Pluton. Crocodile. But why would Crocodile know it's in Wano? That's the thing. Crocodile wouldn't know where it is. He would know where the poneglyph is that says where Pluton is, but he wouldn't know where Pluton itself because he can't read decipher the poneglyphs. Maybe there's a character that can help him decipher it, but I don't know how Crocodile would know where Pluton is. But Cross Guild is another faction that I haven't thought of that will factor into the end game somehow. So I feel like maybe the ancient weapons get split three ways. Uranus with the world government, Poseidon with the Straw Hats, and then Pluton with Cross Guild. But again, Momonosuke, I don't think he's going to take an L. I don't. That's interesting. So either Momonosuke is going to get Pluton or someone else. Does Blackbeard need an ancient weapon though? I think he does. That's what Caribou's going to do. So maybe he's like Blackbeard pulls up to Wano and Cross Guild also pulls up to Wano somehow. And it's like a three-way battle between Wano forces, Cross Guild, and Blackbeard forces. So I definitely see after this broadcast, Blackbeard should be rock hard onto the ancient weapons. He knows he could deduce that one of them is in the hands of the world government, but the other two are up for grabs, and he knows the location of both. So Blackbeard will make a play on both Pluton and Poseidon. Hell, he might make a play on Uranus. I mean, well, Blackbeard steals Uranus. He now has Jay Garcia Saturn's face through Devon. So is it possible that Blackbeard pulls up and gets Uranus from the world government? Oda could go a lot of different places with this. Like, this is pretty dope. and seeing all the recurring characters, like we saw Fishman Island, Wano, Mr. Crocodile, Vegapunk's Baltimore, um, Isabello. I don't know who this dude is. The dude with the egghead. He was talking. Like, I don't know why he's important, but maybe like, oh my god, it's that guy. How could you not remember? And then I think one the woman from that Sabo took from Lucia's crying. Um, Seeing the Rebs, pretty cool. Kaku getting emotional because Kaku isn't a bad person. We got Alabaster callbacks. It's a pretty dope chapter. Um, there's not much in terms of like fighting that happened. Just a lot of dialogue. But the plot's been going pretty fast. Like this again goes to show people you don't need violence in the series to progress the plot. You can progress the plot. You can progress the plot pretty quickly through just information. So these past couple of chapters, even though there hasn't been that much action, has been pretty. They felt like went pretty quickly due to the amount of information that's in them, and how important the information is, and how like you could think about what can any like what does the information where does it lead? Like for example, the page where the citizens of the Long Arbiters are upset. Why would pirates know the world's secrets? Well, if this starts another great age of pirates, because like now it's known for certain that the secrets to the world is out there. Like you can piece it together if you go on the magical journey out to sea. That's pretty important information, honestly. Like for the average citizen, like if Roger's words inspired people, if Whitebeard's words inspired people, I don't see why this also doesn't inspire people to say, hey, the secrets of the world is out there like that. You can find it, and maybe people might put two and two together that the One Piece has something to do with that. Like they confirmed that the Roger Pirates know what happened, um, so maybe people are gonna be searching out the Roger Pirates more because he says that they're alive, referring to the former members of the Pirate King's crew. They know, they know that they're not all dead. So maybe people are going to search them out. Who knows? Because like I find it interesting we focused on Rayleigh. I guess Rayleigh talked about how he's old and washed up. Like he's gonna take a part into the final battle, but the question is how much. But he also could just be taken as literal as that Oda's trying to tell us that we're not gonna learn the actual truth through Vegapunk because that defeats the purpose of the story. Um, so yeah, I guess this leads me to think that the robot will get defeated by the Gorosei, and they will stop the feed. It also sucks that it's not coming from Kamabaka. I still hope it is coming from Kamabaka. I hope the robot just explodes on them. Low key, I hope they attack it, they defeat it, and the bomb that Garcia Saturn gave Vegapunk to put in Kuma is actually in that robot. That's what I hope happens. Because we didn't confirm if the bomb wasn't there or if it just didn't work. We don't know. We have no idea which is which. Um, so it could be quite possible that the bomb was just deactivated inside Kuma, or Vegapunk didn't put the bomb in him at all. He put the bomb in the giant robot just in case if the girls say attack it or whoever, and it goes boom. So maybe as the Straw Hats all get away, they put the death nail into the robot and it just detonates on them. Destroys Egghead, destroys lots of marine ships. The girls they get heavily damaged, but they're immortal, so they just reform. They stop the broadcast, but they take heavy damage because they lose the rest of Egghead. They're like, oh, we're gonna keep Egghead. Now it's gone. All that tech, all that stuff is gone. Um, Punk Records, everything goes boom. Um, I can see that happening. Um, so that way, the government can't get their hands on any more technology to advance their forces. They're just stuck with what they got. Which I'll assume be they'll get the Seraphim, which is still a major boon. Getting the Seraphim back for the world government is still a huge W. I still think Esbear gets separated and Esbear goes with the Straw Hats. Because of the directive that Vegapunk gave, told Bonnie that he can't have anything that looks like Kuma attack Bonnie, so Bonnie has the ultimate authority over the pacifista. I hope that includes S Bear as well. Um, but let me know how y'all think is gonna how this arc is gonna end. Do you think the girl said? Do you think the bomb is in the giant robot? Do you think the message, the transponder signal, is in the Iron Giant? Um, Let me know what you think about where, like, this is interesting because focusing on Crocodile, that was like, what do y'all think Crocodile's gonna do with this information? Because Crocodile was hip to the game, so are we supposed to think that Crocodile knows more than what we think he knows? Like he's like, 'cause Crocodile, his eyes are shaded and he's looking down. Um, so Crocodile, he was close. Maybe he was like, maybe this is just Crocodile's like, man, he's doing the mental math where it's like, I was close to getting knowing where Pluton was. I was on the right track. Well, technically, Kaido was there, so no one was close to Pluton. Let's take that back. The moment that Crocodile would read the Poneglyph and deciphered it and says, "Where is Pluton?" The bottom of Wano. Where's Wano? This sounds familiar. That's the base of Kaido. Yeah, no one's getting that ship. No one's getting that ship. So without Kaido being defeated, Pluton would be blocked at the bottom of Wano forever. Um, so I guess that kind of like alleviates some of the sting. If you're a crocodile, think about all the things you've been through, knowing that there's nothing you could have done to get Pluton. Once you figured out it was at the bottom of Kaido's territory, that was it. That's a wrap. GG's. Pluton's lost for the ages. Um, but Shirahoshi, um, how does she figure into this? Um, are the other ancient weapons alive? That's the thing. Joy Boy said he wanted to ensure that the ancient weapons are passed down to future generations. How is that possible? How is Poseidon like a living thing or a living being? Like what happened there? How did Poseidon get their powers? Well, how do the mermaid princess manifest the powers of Poseidon? Like what's happening there? Like, is this a devil fruit that gets somehow genetically that alters the genes, gets passed down? Like, what's going on there? Um, because yeah, because the fact that the mermaid princess has always been Poseidon is interesting. So there has to be a story there as to how Poseidon became Poseidon. Just like with Zunisha, how is Zunisha a sentient elephant that's like 90,000 feet tall or something like that? Like, what's going on there? But let me know what y'all think about this chapter. Let me know what you think Crocodile's thinking. This is a pretty cool chapter. Once they find out Lelouchia's gone, the world's going to have a very big shock. And I don't know if Vegapunk is going to disclose if the world government is the one that did it, or if Vegapunk even knows who did it. He should be able to piece it together, what happened. But let me know what y'all think about the chapter. Peace out, manga after dark out.